Okay, game two of the Eucalyptus Bowl. This time I got some Wood Elves. So my vampires continue. They've got Wood Elves, Tree with Grab for the one-turn shenanigans, and then a Strip Ball and Frenzy War Dancers. And I think that's no, and then a Kick and Leader. So standard Wood Elf build. Lost my first game, and so he did as well. So we'll see. But Wood Elves never easy at the best of times. His tree rooted straight away, which is happy days, and my front line survived. So I definitely would have taken that one. Absolutely. So, and then I got rid of his catcher straight away, which is all I wanted to do on that first turn. So that was a 3-dice block with my block vampire with the assist. So looking good so far. And basically, I'm looking at this stage just to. He's moving away from the tree, which is fantastic, and I'm just looking for a chance to gaze a corner of the cage and then nip in there, really, which I haven't got so far. So I'm just going for another 3-dice block on the catcher to take it down. A little bit worried about the Frenzy War Dancer knocking a player into touch, but I'm going to feed on him anyway, so that won't happen here. My cunning plan. But he left the pitch, sadly, knocked out. So all I'm trying to do here is basically keep him into a corner then. And then he sort of moves out of the corner, obviously. Would be a sensible thing to do. But doesn't get it safe at all here. He's completely sort of loose, really. And so I take the 2 dice on the catcher and get a lucky POW, but basically this vampire is hoping to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then have 2 dice on the thrower. So the question really is whether I do something with these vampires first. Obviously, moving vampires is not risk-free, and also they might be useful depending on what happens with the ball and the ball carrier, and so on. So I'm going to move the thralls, but I'm going to leave the vampires till later. Not generally a good idea, but in this case, I think probably was the better idea. So unfortunate bloodlust there, but got rid of the War Dancer and only stunned myself, so that was fine. And then make the dodge out, going for the blitz now, and then I managed to roll a Snake Eyes on the dodge there, which has left me cursing a wee bit because it meant that these 2 blitzers over here, 2 vampires over here, were out of position. Vampire blitzers, in fact, is what they're called. So yeah, in a bit of trouble on this one. Not looking like I'm going to be able to stop him scoring, except then he rolls a Snake Eyes. So we're trading Snake Eyes on that one. So he snaked on the handoff to the catcher there, who would have been down here and away if that hadn't happened. So my plan here is to gaze this corner of the cage, dodge out, and then take out the catcher. Everything else is extra to that, really. So the gaze works. There's a bonus bloodlust there. Dodge out, and then managed to take down the catcher with both down, and then at the end just get an extra catch there. So not at all secure at all, really, because he's got a free War Dancer here, who he can hand off to, and is only like 6. He's only 8 squares out, so he could score if the dice are with him. But let's see how that goes. So he dodges out there, comes back, and is getting rid of that thrall, and then getting rid of that one as well to free up the ball, basically, so he can dodge out with the catcher. So dodges out with the catcher, picks up, hand off to the War Dancer with the reroll. No reroll, and then just it'll go for it for the score. So he's 9 squares out. So yeah, had a chance to sack the ball, but wasn't to be on that one. Gives me 4 turns to score back. Still got 4 rerolls, so that's good. The blitz that he rolled was less good, but then he snake-eyed again, did he? Yes, he snake-eyed again on the go for it, and now no more rerolls. So blitz was a bit of a cursed, a poison chalice. That's the one. So it was a bit of a poison chalice on that one because it meant he had to use his reroll up to avoid killing the guy. So just trying to make it secure there, and then foul the catcher, which is a good foul, just stunned, which is all that was needed. So what I'm thinking here is I've got 4 turns. If he overcommits, I've got 2 vampires, particularly if he leaves this one. So if he brings these players round, this vampire can be away, and I've also got this one who could do some useful stuff as well. This is my dodge vampire here, so it all depends on what he does with his turn really, but I'm hoping to be able to move the ball, basically to hand off to this one and then see where that goes after that really. Doesn't matter that a thrall's on the ball, obviously everyone's as good at handing over as everyone else. So he dodges out, he's got no rerolls at this stage, goes for the leap in and falls over, so good news. So my turn, so it's looking pretty rosy here. Let's have a look. So hand off to the vampire, and then the reason I came back and blitzed this one was so that this thrall had a decent run through, and I got the hit down there, and the vampire just sticks in there, so the thrall's always useful to have around. And then an unfortunate bloodlust there, which was a, did I reroll that one? Yeah, I rerolled that one. I was snake eyes on the bloodlust, which is a bit of a pain. I rerolled that because I didn't really have anything else to do with my rerolls. I wasn't planning to go for it particularly, and then just took them both down on the catcher there. So he's got his strip ball war dancer lurking, but he's going to have to commit a lot to be able to do that, and there are a fair few dice involved as well. And no rerolls. So obviously 2 go for it's were needed there, and then there was a 3-up dodge and a 2-up dodge to get the 1 dice, and the 1 dice was a push, but that's no good because this is my scoring threat here. So what I've got at this stage, I've got the handoff to the vampire, who then can run through and get 2 dice block. Didn't need a power because I could just dodge out on 2s and 2 go for it's to score. That was good news. He's got a 1-turner now, so he's got his grab tree man, which makes life easier. So I think I'm trying to figure out which. I think that's fine, to be honest. I've just got a few tackle zones in there. Nice weather is fine, so let's see how this goes. So he's going to block with the tree man. Was that one necessary? So that was a 2 dice block there. What was the point in that one, I wonder? I'm not sure what the point of that one was, to be honest. Let's have a look. He didn't even follow up, so it can't have been that. And he came around here. So that was an unnecessary 2 dice block there, I think. And then gets in there, because this is the one who's going to be pushed. Didn't need that one, actually. So he's got the... he powed there, so he was... Yeah, so he only got the pow. Did he re-roll that? No, didn't have any rerolls. So I wasn't too worried because he didn't have any rerolls in the first place. But yeah, and then half time there with just a quick foul on the catcher, which KO'd the catcher and he didn't come back. So that was good news. So I got sent off. I was hoping that both of my KOs would come back, but they didn't. So, but one came back and then one stayed off, and his stayed off as well. So that was 10 against 10. So definitely a throw for a catcher is a reasonable trade. This one I got bonus reroll. Vampires is always lovely. 2 hits with my block vampires, and then the dodge vampire comes back onto the ball. I'd used up my Apo in the first half on a misclick. I used it on a KO, which was an error because my children were annoying me at the time because they're playing in the tournament as well. But so they were chattering about their games. So what am I trying to achieve here? I'm trying to remove some players. So that was a KO on the catcher. So going for the 3 dice with the block on the catcher to remove them. And I'm in no particular hurry. To be honest, I might have even taken the 1-all if offered to me at this stage, because I don't have huge numbers of players. So all I'm doing here is I'm hoping the tree will root at some point, and then I'm just hoping that his players will implode slowly, faster than mine do. So what's happening next? So he's just getting in my way. The tree is central, which is a bit of a pain. Could have done with the tree being away. I need to get away from the tree, ideally. So what I was trying to do there was pow that guy and then get this player away from the tree. I should probably have moved further, but I had to stay with my thralls. So the tree's moving there, so ideally on my next turn I'd be able to move away from the tree. Just need to get away from the tree, really, is the gist. Because a tree on the other half of the pitch is as good as a player down, really. Yeah, so had to bloodlust there, which is a bit rubbish. Got rid of one of my own players. Not at all managing to get away from the tree. So that was badly played that turn. I think I should have tried to move further up the pitch, basically. Yeah, dear oh dear. That was not a good turn, thinking about it. Should have just been a lot more mobile. I was trying to be too clever with punching various people. But his tree had a bit of a stonking half on this one. His positioning was good as well. So what I'm trying to do here is, again, whittle down his players. Not too worried about making progress. Again, the longer it goes on with my players dying, the more I'm happy to take a 1-all. This was obviously an error. So I sort of went closer to the sidelines to get further away from the tree, but obviously that took this guy into frenzy range, which I was well aware of, but I didn't think he'd go for it. Actually, I thought he would go for the strip ball hit on my vampire, because all he needed to do was hit this one with the tree, and then this war dancer could have come round for the 2 dice uphill on the vampire, but he didn't take that one, so he got rid of another player and then dodged back again. So yeah, fair play to him on that one. It's really being quite annoying and has the players. Yeah, when there's plenty of wood elves, it can be a bit tricky. So he powered there and then he followed up, and I think that was a bit of a mistake because it meant I had a space to run through, which is what I'm going to do now. So yeah, very very short of players. Bloodlust not helping at all. There's a reroll on that Bloodlust, so that's the reroll gone. And then I'm not going to be able to cage on this one. There's another Bloodlust which gets rid of the thrall, and so there's any possibility of the cage is gone. So I just limited the number of rerolls I needed. So I didn't go for it. I just stood there basically, and then tried to get players near the ball so that they could do something if anything interesting happened. So then he powered that guy down, but he survived, and he's going to bring some players around. Can't remember where the blitz happens actually here. So it's bringing the tree in just to be annoying. War dancer coming round. And here comes the blitz. Oh, so he didn't even blitz the ball carrier, right, okay. So he hit the dodge vampire. Oh no, he didn't hit the block vampire and powered him down. Again, I think I'd have gone for the ball carrier. There's another player gone. So I've just got 2 useful vampires basically. So my next turn is going to be run into space and hope for the best. So I was getting a thrall down here just in case he could have been useful. But actually he should have done the sums, and there's no way that thrall could particularly... Oh no, I had 2 turns, didn't I? So that was fine. So, no, actually no. So the only way this thrall could have been useful is if he was able to get to this line here, so that then I would have been able to use him to feed on. 2 go for it's there, and they're both in scoring range now, which is quite important. So now he's getting players in for the 1 dice strip on the ball carrier. Here it comes. 2 dice, sorry, because he's got 2 assists and he's cancelled out that one. So double skulls and then double push. Okay, so then the question is, does the ball bounce out, and if so, where does it go? So he pushes to there, bounces out. Oh, didn't bounce out, right, so it bounced to the war dancer, who dropped it, bounced back to my vampire, who dropped it again, then bounced out, and then went over to there, which is pretty much as good as I could have wanted it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, he couldn't reach the ball, so all he's trying to do here is trying to make things difficult for me. Getting a catcher into scoring range. So it's like one of those interesting conundrums at this point. How do you score? And I think I played it right. I don't think there was anything better than what I had, which is to bring the vampire down here. So I went for a move action with the vampire, and if he'd bloodlusted, obviously I could have just gone over here and fed, but if he didn't bloodlust, then I can go and get rid of this tackle zone here, which would be good. So this is obviously a scoring threat, but he's been trapped against the sideline. So go for it there, and then hypno gaze. Brought that guy down just to make life complicated in case my turn went wrong, basically. Wasn't going to do very much, just wandered down basically, but keen not to get him in the way. So then I've got 3 up dodge, 2 up dodge, and then 2 ups from then on. So 2s, and then 2 go for it for the pick up, and score. So that was quite a nice sequence of rolls there. I got 5, what did I get? 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4. What I needed was 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But that's cool. So yeah, but obviously not out of the woods. He's got a re-roll this time, and he's got the 1 turn option. And I've got a lot fewer players to defend, so basically if he gets the dice rolls, it's good. Now, what was critical here was that he rooted with the tree, because his idea was to bring his player back and then use the tree to block this gap. And obviously without the tree being there, any blocks on this fella would end up pushing him to that square there. I'm just wondering, so he went for the reroll, but actually what he could have done, I think, was he still had the blitz as well. So he could have come round with this chap and blitzed him, who could have pushed to there and then to there. So that was, but what he did was dodge out and then try and dodge back in again. That was a 4-up dodge. So let's have a look, see if that worked. So that was a 3 and a 1. So that was a 4-up dodge. So I think the blitz would have been better to fill that space, because any pow on this guy would have been 1 dice pow. Yeah, it would have been a 1 dice hit because of the thing there. But he could have even, but I think that would have been worth doing with the War Dancer. So failed the roll, and then 2-1 win. Happy days. So that's 1 win and a loss. And currently the boys, Linus is on 2 draws and Alex is on 2 losses. It's all good fun. All right, chat back next time.